Hey, everybody, welcome and thank you for joining me. So, this is pre recorded. It's date night tonight, so I'm not going to be here live in person. So, apologies if you had questions, but I will be back on tomorrow. So, if you have questions and you want to stick around after we do the Zoom meeting, you're more than welcome to do so. So, tonight I want to do a very basic, very fundamental relaxation meditation. And part of what is making me want to do this tonight is that I was speaking with a lot of parents last night about children and anxiety. And it seems like there's an epidemic of young adults and teenagers that are really struggling with anxiety. And all I could think of was just sitting down and meditating. So I'm actually going to do a free workshop next week, and I haven't finalized the details yet, but maybe that will become a weekly workshop that we can hopefully get a bunch of teenagers and younger adults and get them on this journey of meditation. I know it's so beneficial and so helpful. I see the transformation in myself and in you guys who, follow these meditations, and, you tell me that it really works. So I'd really love to offer that to more people. But anyway, for tonight, we're going to go back and do our usual breathing meditation, which, as I've mentioned before, it's the most basic form of meditation. And it's the easiest to describe, the easiest to do, but it's the most difficult to master because it's very passive in its nature. So it requires so much focus. But if you can master this form of meditation, you will experience such depths of bliss and peace that you will feel like time has just stood still. All of the stress has gone from your body and you will be transformed. So, even though this is a difficult meditation to master, that's why I like to keep coming back to it. And I think tonight is the perfect night to revisit that right now. So, as we always do, sit nice and comfortably. Make yourself nice and tall if you can so that your spine is nice and straight. Plant your feet firmly on the floor so that you have a really good solid anchor point. Make sure your feet are flat. Just take a nice deep breath before we begin. So breathe in, fill your lungs, and then just gently breathe out and just feel the stress leaving your body. And then when you're ready, just gently close your eyes. Now, starting with your feet, I want you to just relax them and feel the arches just sinking into the floor. Feel as though your foot is becoming a puddle of jello. And moving on up to your calf muscle, I want you to just relax that muscle and just feel it tugging at the back of your knee, just pulling down on that tendon. Now moving to your thighs and your hamstrings. Those muscles engage even when you're sitting down. If you're not sitting perfectly upright, they will be in tension just to hold you there. So just relax them. And if you feel like they need to move, just reposition your feet until they find a nice neutral spot where they don't want to move. And then paying attention to your pelvis. Make sure it's tipped slightly forward so that your spine is up nice and straight. If you can get your spine straight like a pencil so that all of the vertebrae are perfectly stacked, then you don't require any muscle power whatsoever to hold it upright. If you lean a little bit, or if you're a little bit hunched, then that requires muscle power to hold it there and stop it from falling over. So take a moment and just straighten yourself up. Imagine that there's a little thread at the top of your head that is just pulling you upright. Now moving on up to your shoulders. Got to release all the tension that's there. As you breathe in, I want you to feel the energy flooding into your chest and your shoulders. And as you breathe out, just relax, relax. Allow that energy to just move around inside your shoulders and your upper back. Just feel it eating away at the tension, just dissolving all of that stress. You can literally feel it melting away with each breath. Now moving your awareness up to your head. Just give it a little wiggle and make sure it's perfectly balanced on top of your neck. And just like your spine, if it's perfectly centered, it doesn't require any muscle power whatsoever to hold it there. Make sure you're not clenching your jaw. Your mouth should be closed, but your jaw should be relaxed. If you have a conversation in your head, your jaw will clench up so that you don't speak the words out loud. So just relax your jaw. There's very often a lot of tension there and we don't realize it. Give it a little wiggle from side to side if you need to. And then make sure you're not squinting or frowning. Just relax your face completely. You don't have to smile. You don't have to do anything. Just really neutral. Just allow your face to melt. Feel all that tension and stress just dissolving. Now, I want you to turn your attention to your breathing. And tonight, I want you to observe your breathing in your chest. Each time you breathe in, I want you to feel your chest gently rising. Notice that little stillness at the top of the breath. And then just gently breathe out. Just feel your breath floating down like a little feather. So just notice that rhythm. Breathing in, that little pause, and then gently breathing out. And each time you breathe out, I want you to just relax even more. Just go through your body and relax every single muscle each time you breathe out. And when you feel like you've relaxed enough, just relax some more. So breathe in, feel that energy filling your body. Just notice that stillness at the top of your breath. And then gently breathe out, just like a feather floating down on the breeze. And I want you to just get into that rhythm of breathing. Just really focus on that breathing like it's a wave, just gently going to and fro. You're not the one breathing. You're just observing breathing happening. Just notice that rhythm. Really get absorbed in it. Let it spellbind you. And each time a thought comes into your head, just come right back to your breathing on the very next breath. Don't criticize yourself. Don't say that you're no good at meditating or that it's not working. Just come right back to breathing on the very next breath. Now, I want you to carry on doing that. Just breathing in, pause, and then gently breathe out. I want you to do that for 5 minutes. Okay, so that's the end of our 5 minutes. But before you open your eyes, I want you to actually turn that peace that you're feeling right now into joy. And so you've been following your breath in your chest, just noticing it gently rising and falling. Now I want you to imagine something so wonderful. Maybe it's a person, a place, or a thing, something that just brings you great joy. And I want you to just spend a moment and visualize that place or that person. And at the same time that you're doing the visualization and just feeling love towards them, I want you to actually feel what that feels like in your chest. There should be this wonderful, effervescent tingle. It's just pure love right in the center of your chest. And I want you to just allow that to expand outwards throughout your whole body and just fill yourself with that joy. And I want you to acknowledge that you created that joy right now. There was nothing else going on. You didn't need anything or anybody. You just created that joy out of thin air. And when you realize that that's what you can do that in every single situation in your life. Even things that you might not enjoy or that don't fill you with joy. Just turn on that feeling and just see how the situation changes. All right, so when you're ready, just start to become aware of the room around you. Start to notice any sounds, maybe sounds outside the building. Maybe you can hear birds chirping in the background. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and come on back. All right, so I feel incredibly peaceful, and it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm recording this, but hopefully it has more of an effect on you at the end of your busy workday when you need to relax and let go of that stress. So, like I said, basic breathing meditation is the most difficult to master because it's pretty passive. You're literally just watching breathing happening. So, it's very easy for your mind to get distracted. But if you can master that meditation, then you will find yourself in places that you never imagined possible. So keep up the hard work with that. It is a bit of a challenge, but just be persistent and just keep going with it. And have a wonderful evening. I'll be back here again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. For you early birds, and then again tomorrow evening for our evening relaxation meditation. All right. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks, and bye.